All rise. Thank you.
Or
Or
it's that time?
well, what time did you think it was?
We're doing this again?
That's what weekly means. Although usually it means the other weekly. How are you doing the show? Weekly?
Very weekly.
Yeah. How do you get paid? Weekly?
Yeah.
Very weekly. I have my garage door open, so let's see. There goes a big white Dodge Ram truck. Can you hear it?
I hear, is it a diesel?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah. Yesterday, Vicki and I went to Sierra College. We get our steps in by walking the college parking lot. They have a used car sale there.
Right. Please be seated.
Yes. And as we were up against Rockland Road, I guess it is, this big diesel came off of Sierra College Boulevard and made a left onto Rockland Road and left a trail of smoke that was so thick and black and stinky, and he had to do it on purpose.
Brakes.
It was just diesel, that diesel cloud.
Oh, I got you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really... Yeah.
So you thanked him with a finger.
Yes, yeah. And it was it was a happy moment.
Right. Well, we're glad that you're here with us. Today is October the 18th. The year is 2020. And in spite of all things worldly, we are still in the weird stage that is COVID. And when I say that, specifically, I mean, I guess that Ronnie and I are both still at separate locations.
Yep.
Ronnie has a spot inside his house.
Yep.
And me, I'm out in my Gallagher compound garage, number 6, which is set up to look like a broadcast studio. No blue screen.
Right.
Why is there no blue screen? Because my kids won't put it up for me.
It fell down.
The last time I tried to fix this, Ronnie, I think you remember I fell.
Yes, I missed that.
Well, I think I did a little more damage than I thought I did. Yeah, but I'm not going to do it again. I can tell you that. So, but speaking of which, did you know that sometime yesterday somebody washed my car?
What the what?
Right. And I believe it was my son-in-law, which...
Shut the front door.
I know it, and I'm looking at it right now. I wish you could see it. Man, it looks good. And
wow.
This is the first wash since when we went through all of the fires.
Oh, yes.
And the embers floating through the sky with ashes.
Yep.
And the car is completely clean. So Joshua, thank you very much. Shout out for that. Grandpa Lou didn't have to get out there and wash the thing with his back in the situation that it is, because it just wasn't going to get done.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see, Ronnie.
Let's look at the chat here.
Okay. I don't have mine up.
Yep. It's up. Steve Klein was first in.
No way.
Yep. He's on top of it.
We got to give him something. What can we give him? Our undying love and affection?
Yeah, postage not included on that though.
No.
And then KDM was next.
She is really growing on me.
KDM.
Yeah.
Jason was next.
Jason, dude. Well, I don't know. I should say he's in first quite a bit. So we just had this conversation.
He's usually very close.
Yes.
Copper Dan.
Hi, Dan.
I haven't seen Dan in a couple weeks. Copper Dan, welcome back in. Vicky, then Tisha.
Good morning, Tisha. Good morning, Vicky.
And then Melanie Dodson.
I love Melanie.
Rick Clemenson.
And
finally made it in, like number 6 or 7, whatever it is.
Well, look at me come strolling in here like I'm all high and mighty with my own YouTube channel.
Yeah, whatever, Rick. Yeah. on the Salty Dog. So we know it's going to be a good show when Salty Dog's here.
For sure. There's going to be a lot of good comments in the live chat. Not
Yeah.
that y'all don't. Y'all post great comments in there. That's one of the things that we enjoy the most. If people said to us, well, you don't make anything. Why you do the show? It's because we have such great viewers.
Yeah.
They're so fun, and they're so much a part of this show.
Well, and we learn something every week. So,
boy, that's the truth.
Good. Yep. Let's see. Steve Klein, Randy Brazil, Otis Magoo.
Hi, gentlemen. Both of you.
And JT. JT says I'm up Z.
He's up what?
I'm up Z.
Up Z.
Lost something in the translation there.
That can happen with JT.
Salty Dog says he'll behave. Please don't. Yeah.
Just don't do anything to get yourself banned.
Yeah.
Ronnie is he believes he has this permission, which he doesn't, to just ban people right and left.
Yeah. I'm setting the standard here. It's set pretty low, but
well, you go all willy-nilly. Now where does that term come from? I wish I knew.
I don't know.
I don't know anybody named Willie. Billy. Willie Billy.
Okay, what's the weirdest? Have you ever worked with somebody that had a weird name?
Huh.
I used to be an electrician. I was an apprentice electrician.
Right.
And we changed light bulbs in banks.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I remember you telling me this story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we worked up on scaffolding. And I worked up there with a black guy. His name was Woody, or at least that's what everybody called him. And his last name was Knotts.
Woody Knotts.
Woody Knotts. And the funniest part is, so we had another guy that worked with us. He's a Mexican dude named Junior. And he would take this is back when boom boxes were a thing. And he would take his boom box up there on top of the scaffolding. And this is like a 40-foot scaffolding. And the base, your floor, wasn't like 2x12s or anything. It was a piece of plywood. And Junior would get up there and he would start dancing, and that plywood is flexing, and Woody is just holding on to the side of the scaffolding, yelling at Junior to stop dancing.
I've lived a long time, but there's no story I could ever tell be as good as that
one. We should have done our Who's Telling the Truth.
Yeah, well, we'll save that one for down the road. People will forget by then. You asked me a question and you brought up name. And I used to work with a girl whose name was Gay.
Yeah.
Which, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But her last name was Wright.
Gay, right?
You be the judge.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Nor do we judge on this program.
No.
Not at all.
Absolutely not.
No. I'm just spewing a name. That's all. Putting forth.
I worked with a guy, his name was Jerry Lane, and he had two boys. And I said, oh, God, if you had a girl, you'd have to name her Penny.
Penny Lane.
So you'd be Penny Lane. You'd have to name a girl. If your last name is Lane, I don't even care if you have a boy. You can still name a boy Penny. He might grow up a little bit rough, but, Well,
you could name him Sue.
Or that.
Penny or Sue. Either way.
That's been done. That's been done to death.
Yeah. Oh, I found our show. Oh, isn't that something? Just in time.
Good.
Okay, now I'm on the live chat, people. I'm coming at you.
Oh, nice.
I played basketball with a guy named Perry Lane.
I remember Perry Lane.
Perry Lane is in my... Oh, I better not sing that. No, I better not. All right, let's see. Bye, guys. Where's Randy going?
He might have to be at work. He works I think he might be working on the weekends. I know he worked yesterday. He had to leave your radio show, a little early to be at work.
You know, if anybody deserves to be off, it's that guy for sure. I mean, he's such a fan of the show, it's not fair that he doesn't get to see it.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm sure it kind of irks him a little bit each time he has to leave the computer screen to not watch anymore.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sorry, Randy. We'll miss you.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Oh, Randy says, let's see how long my assistant manager lets me watch.
Oh.
That won't be long.
Yeah. So that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, Steve Klein says, I think his boss caught him. Well, that's how dedicated he is. Now, Ron, you know, for all intents and purposes, Randy Brazil has abandoned the show this morning. Now, I think at this point, you'll need to address this situation, because what are you going to do with him? Will he be banned?
You know, I think I'm going to start him off on double secret probation.
You are fair. You are fair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so we'll go from there.
Okay, so not a full ban.
No, it's just double secret probation.
And if he's back next week?
Well, you know what? He'll have to set up some kind of a
restitution.
You know, yeah, there'll be a restitution program for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So there is that.
Which is nice.
Rick says give him a pass. Rick, you're too nice. That's why you could never be the commissioner.
Salty Dog says a bathroom break could buy him 15 minutes.
That's true.
Vicky says pass for Randy. Okay, Randy's off the hook. But see, you know what, Vicky, it's not up to me.
Yeah.
I thought it was, but evidently it's not. It's up to Ron.
I'll never forget. So my 21st birthday party, our band played at my 21st birthday party. It was at the Kingsway Apartments.
I remember well.
And I had asked, and it was on a Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to be at work at 6 a.m. on Sundays. And I had asked for that Sunday off, and the manager would not give me the day off.
Prick. I'm sorry. I was pricking my nose.
Oh, okay. His name was Gerald. Gerald would not give me the day off. So I drank quite a bit that night.
I remember.
And I woke up the next morning, and in fact, I threw up a couple times during the night. I was that drunk. And I went to work, and Sunday mornings, we started at 6 a.m. and we just stocked shelves. And I'm stocking the shelf, and I'm like, uh-oh. And I run to the bathroom, and I threw up again. And apparently it was loud enough that Gerald heard it. And he said, yeah, why don't you just go home? Yeah. Although I'm dressed and I'm already here, and as long as there's a bathroom within 30 steps of me, I'd probably be okay. But I was in no mood to be at work. No. I was pretty hungover.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Whew, boy.
Amateur night.
Definitely.
You know, and to tell you just one little caveat about this story in general. A lot of people think, well, you guys are in a band, so you probably, you get together for an hour before and drink, and then you play for 3 hours, and then you all get together afterwards. Trust me, afterwards, we all went a very separate way.
Yeah.
We all had different agendas.
Yeah. And I think we probably only played like one set that night.
Really? All that equipment for one night? I mean, one set?
I think so, because I don't think I could have done as much drinking as I did had we played a full 3 sets.
Well, wasn't that the night that I jumped off the speaker and crashed the guitar?
That might have been. We played several times at that clubhouse.
Jeez, Ronnie, you don't even remember that?
That might have been at Greg Everly's party. I'm not, because we played his birthday party also. Um, the only thing I remember is I had just been to a concert to see the Tubes, and I bought the most expensive T-shirt I ever owned in my whole life. I paid $25 for this Tubes concert T-shirt. And at some point in my drunken dilemma, I pulled that shirt off and somebody took it from me and I never got it back.
Huh.
I'm very, very disappointed.
Probably would still have it to this day.
I would have it, yeah.
All right, I'll tell you what. I want to move this along. We've got some more email that I want to share with you, and we're going to answer. That's still to come in the hour, but I want to get to our Mantasy Draft rather quickly this week.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think this is rather timely with the playoffs and the divisional series and the World Series in the forecast.
And my answers to this are not locked in yet, so I may be reaching from the audience here to grab a couple of Mantasy Draft picks. So
okay, so I want you to send your draft picks right now. Slides in, pulls up a chair. Better late than never. Okay.
Christine's here and Ken Blythe is here.
Otis says take Ronnie's pledge. Oh, no, take Randy's pledge pin from him. I can't do that. You know, he's pledge pin under 000010. Under that.
Yeah.
I don't think he's 1. He might be 2.
He's probably 006.
Yeah, it could be. Mm-hmm.
He's got a 00 though.
Yes. Okay, so before we get to that, let me tell you that the topic today will be baseball terms that sound dirty but aren't.
Right.
Okay, so get your suggestions in right now. And while you're doing that, it's Sunday morning mass. I'm Lou Gallagher, and that's Corvette Ronnie, and this will be a reading from the book of Bro. Thanks be to Bro. A bro always enhances another bro's job description when introducing him.
Oh, yes.
Do you want me to give you an example? I'll give you an example. I'm going to introduce you to my friend, I'll say Kevin. All right?
All right.
Hi, Kevin. Good to see you. It's been a while. I'd like to introduce you to my friend. This is Corvette Ronnie. He's the director of the FBI and also in charge of many, many projects and special investigations.
I do have a shirt that says FBI.
I bet you do. It's Bikini Inspector.
But it's, female body inspector.
Oh, my God, Ronnie, that hat is so old.
It is old. It's super old. Yeah. And it won't fit anymore. It's an extra large.
Otis Magoo says, throw him 4 balls.
Which reminds me of a joke.
Yeah.
What do you do with an elephant with 3 balls? You walk him and pitch to the giraffe.
Giraffe. Okay. Gotcha. Slides into home base, says Christine.
Yeah. That sounds a little bit.
Hi, Jim Siri. Good morning, buddy. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate that. Hey, if you're watching our show right now and you make a habit of it, you're here with us every Sunday morning, do me a favor and go ahead and check in on the live chat right now. I want to see some new names, and I want to be able to say hi to you and thank you for watching. You know, if it's not a big deal, you don't care, that's fine too. But if you would. All right, so once again, I just got a message. Did you get a message from Jason?
No.
All right,
but I
then.
do. You know what? We have somebody new in here.
Go ahead.
That I've not seen before. Officer Gasterpen.
Huh?
Officer Gasterpen. Well, welcome. Welcome to the show.
Officer, huh?
Yeah. I wonder if maybe he's been watching and maybe sitting in the background for previous shows. And we do have 22 people watching right now. So that's a pretty decent. Yeah.
That's the bottom of the
here. Juli made it. Hola, Juli.
What did I do with my?
Your beer?
Oh, here it is. That's got all of my picks.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're doing our Mantasy Draft this morning, and today we will be doing baseball terms that sound dirty, but really aren't.
Right.
Okay.
So Officer Gasterpin is actually David Paisano. He's got a new name.
Oh, thanks for the help.
Yes. Thank you for that. And then also somebody else. Oh, and Dak. Dak is here.
How much weight have you lost now, Ron?
So I went from 234 to, I got down to 190. But then I kind of slowly started implementing some healthy carbs back in. And I'm right at about 195 right now. Maybe I didn't weigh myself this morning. I might be a couple pounds heavier because I fell off the keto wagon big time yesterday. We did everything anti-keto. We went out to Chinese food.
Oh, you're killing me now.
And then we went to Dairy Queen last night.
Oh, that's right.
On Sunday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
So I might be 197 right now, maybe, but still 30. That's what, 37 pounds down right now.
My gosh. Rick Clemenson's on that diet as well after meeting with you for lunch one day.
Yep.
So, Rick, if you would possibly if you could check in with how much weight you've lost, we'd like to know.
Yep. Jack says, what's the secret? It's just, man, cutting out a lot of carbs and cutting out a lot of sugar. So,
Steve Klein, you've got one of my picks for sounds dirty terms.
Backdoor Slider. Yeah, that's a good one. I had seen that one also and liked it quite a bit. Yeah, Jason says Dairy Queen is good. You know what? It's not expensive. I had a hot fudge sundae there last night. I think it was $3.99. They know how to make a hot fudge sundae. It was good.
God dang it, that sounds so good. I loved soft serve ice cream.
Yeah. Yep. You know what I normally get when I go to Dairy Queen is dilly bar. I just really like that dilly bar. It's very, very convenient to get your chocolate and ice cream in one serving like that. But,
as opposed to a dip cone?
I prefer a dilly bar to a dip cone. And you know what? When the last couple times I've been to Dairy Queen, I don't see dilly bar even up on the order board, but it's like one of those secret menu items. People still know it's available and they just go back to the freezer and they grab one. So
Melanie says blizzards are good.
Oh, Vicky had a blizzard last night. She had a snickerdoodle blizzard.
Dang.
It was amazing. I helped her eat a little bit of it. Yeah, and it had snickerdoodle cookie dough in it. Oh my God.
And so, we're touting the popularity of Dairy Queen. In the next breath, we should also mention that, which place has great drinks and treats is Sonic. They have some commercials going on right now. I don't know if you've seen them or not, but they have like a Halloween mix of candies and stuff.
Yeah.
God dang it, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people around the country are familiar with Rite Aid, but it's like formerly a thrifty drugstore, and they have this ice cream section.
Oh, God.
Do you know that's been closed this entire pandemic?
That's a shame.
And I literally would get off of my butt and drive down there and buy ice cream for everybody if it was open. And that ice cream is so good. Oh, my.
They did have thrifties. We have probably had half a dozen thrifties throughout Sacramento back in the day. And they had, I think it was a 10-cent scoop of ice cream back then. And their ice cream is second to none. We have Crystal right here in Sacramento. The Crystal Dairy or Ice Creamery or whatever it is is right here in Sacramento. They make good ice cream. I thought Thrifty's ice cream was the best.
I agree.
Yeah, was just amazing.
Rick Clemenson lost 20 pounds on keto.
That's amazing.
Mm. Here we are talking
is,
about Dairy Queen and ice cream.
Yeah. The keto diet is really pretty. It's pretty simple to follow. It's all about science, and it just works. If anybody is thinking about losing weight, do a little research on it. It's not difficult. You can eat still a lot of things. You can eat any meat you want, just not a lot of fruits, which I miss. No bread, no rice, no wheat, no pasta. That part sucks. But cook up some bacon. It's better than pasta anyway.
Well, if it was tasty food, they would call it something other than keto.
It's true.
A name says a lot in this case. And congratulations to each and every one of you, and you too, Ronnie, on the weight loss. It's so good for you. Melanie says, my mom would get us the 10-cent cones, all we could afford back in the day. It was a treat. Oh, damn straight.
Yeah, that was really the best. I'm just, oh my God, there's a damn frog in my house somewhere.
A frog in your house?
Yeah, I hear it. I hear it croaking.
Wow.
And this is not the first time this has happened.
When you did that, when you got out of the shot, the backdrop went away, and it was your curtains. There they are. Behind the scenes.
Pay no attention to the shot behind the shot.
No. With me, that's what you're going to get, people. That's what's actually there. One of these days, I'll be back in the blue screen business. Not right away. I'll take getting my car washed for now. That was fine. That was terrific.
That's a big accomplishment.
Yeah. Okay. And let's see. Who is it? Dak is fasting. I saw a post from Dak. Try intermittent. That's what you do intermittent fasting too, right?
Yeah, I do that. I do. Typically, I try to do at a minimum a 18-hour fast and then a 6-hour eating window. So maybe from like noon till 6 p.m. I try to get all my eating done in that window right there. Yesterday, I did what's called an OMAD fast, OMAD, which means amazing, by the way. It's on Sutter Street. It's historic Sutter Street in Folsom. It's called Hop Sing Palace.
Wow.
It's probably, it's got to be the best Chinese food in Sacramento. It's really, really good. But it was a big meal, and I had my one meal, and we did actually do Dairy Queen afterwards, so I guess you can't really call it one meal.
You know what? Damn it, it's your life. And it could all be gone in 5 minutes.
Yep.
Honestly, it could all be gone in a minute.
Yeah.
And if you feel like it's Saturday night and you've done the things that you should do and you want to treat yourself to Dairy Queen, God damn it, go treat yourself to Dairy Queen. You want to have the biggest hot fudge sundae they have, so be it. Do that.
Right.
You deserve it, whoever you are.
I'll tell you, when I was so I started this last Thanksgiving. I can't believe it's been almost a year. But I started the keto diet actually on Thanksgiving Day last year.
That's my Ronnie right there, yeah.
And for the first 4 months, man, I didn't cheat. I didn't eat anything outside of keto, and the weight fell off dramatically and very, very fast. And now it's like, hey, if as long as I can stay under 200 pounds, I'm pretty happy. And so every once in a while I'll have something that's not keto, or something sugary, which I know I shouldn't have. But like you said, I'm kind of where I want to be. I'd love to get back to my high school weight. I was about 175 pounds in high school, but I think people would be a little bit shocked by my appearance if I were like 175 pounds.
Yeah, there's that. And you know, the ideal weight for a person is where they feel comfortable.
Right.
For instance, my doctors wanted me under 200 pounds. Under 200 pounds, I didn't feel comfortable. I looked sickly. 210, 215, that's probably my ideal weight, I would say,
Yep.
in spite of
And
what doctors say.
I see my body wants to kind of stabilize right at about 200 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
But I really, every morning I try to get up and weigh myself. And as long as that first number is a 1, I'm pretty happy. So
Yeah.
it's a struggle though. You know what? There's people out there that are heavy that can't lose weight, and I sympathize with them. It's I didn't really think too much about it until the doctor told me I needed to lose weight. So
Well, there was that time when I think we were at the state fair, and you stepped on that scale, and the ticket came out and said, "Gentlemen, please, one at a time." I think there was that point,
yeah, that was the breaking point.
right? And then you started the keto, which
Yep.
was very smart of you. Very smart. All right, let's play the game, Ronnie. It's time to play
Yes.
rock, paper, scissors to determine who will go first in our Mantasy Draft today, which will be baseball terms that sound dirty but really aren't.
Yep.
All right?
Okay.
So, Ronnie, if you're ready, we'll close our eyes and we'll do the 1, 2, 3 throw. Okay?
Okay. Let me get in front of the camera here.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, I should be on this side. Okay. Let me hold it up. All right.
Pull this back here.
Closing my eyes.
Okay.
I'm ready. And 1, 2, 3, throw.
Oh, got you this week.
Rock crushes scissors. Okay, Ronnie, you're up first.
I had a feeling.
Let me get you on the scoring list here. Perfect. Ready. Ronnie has the first pick in the first round, and he may take that pick or he may defer.
So I like this, and I'm going to take the first pick.
Okay.
Number 1, charging the mound.
Well, I didn't have that one.
Yes. Number 1, charging the mound. Okay.
Okay, excellent choice, Ronnie. Excellent choice. Did not make my list, but I can see how that really fits the category. Good choice.
Yes.
Now I will go second, which means I'll have the second pick in the first round, which will be followed immediately by the first pick in the second round. In other words, I have 2 picks in a row.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to go with that one's in the gap.
Yep.
All right. And I'm going to go with Backdoor Slider.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that one in the chat. That was somebody. That might have been Otis that put that in there.
Boy, if this could play right into my hands right now, this could play right into my hands depending on your 2 choices right here, Ronnie. All right. So let me just reset the table. Ronnie went first and picked Charging the Mound. Today our category in Majesty Draft is baseball terms that sound dirty but really aren't. And my second pick was that one's in the gap, and followed by Backdoor Slider. Now Ronnie has 2 picks.
I'm gonna go, and I love this trick. It's the hidden ball trick.
Okay.
Are you familiar with it? I know you know what the hidden ball trick is.
With the first baseman?
Yeah.
Okay, hidden ball trick.
The hidden ball trick. And then
I'm ready.
my last pick, boy, there's several good ones, but I think I've got to go with That guy's swinging a big bat.
Swinging a big bat.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm going to do this rather quickly. I'm going to wrap this draft up right here with my final pick. Ronnie has charging the mound, hidden ball trick, and swinging a big bat. That guy is swinging a big bat. I have, that one's in the gap, backdoor slider, and my final pick will be switch hitter.
Oh,
Played right into my hands. Man, dang it, that was good. Okay. Now we turn to you, our beloved viewers. Please get your votes in right now.
20 people watching.
We'd love to have some new people as well as the regular folks that we see on our show each week. Steve Klein says, "Oh, am I keeping score?"
Yeah. Well, okay. We'll both keep scoring, then we'll match them up.
All right. I'm starting from the bottom and working backwards.
I got 3 for you already.
Oh, you do?
I got Steve Klein, Jack, and Mel. Oh, and Tisha.
Oh, good. I see it now. Okay.
Let's see. Put Ronnie's and Lou's last one together. It's a win. Yeah. Ken Blythe went with you. Backdoor slider, switch hitter.
Got to give it to Lou, says Otis.
Holy cow. And Jack.
Yep.
Kent side. Oh, Christine, give me the sympathy vote. Yeah. Lou's not going to lose this week, so go ahead and just toss a couple votes my way. That's the least you could do. Wow. Salty Dog's never weighed more than 155 pounds. He's got high metabolism. Yes.
How old are you, buddy?
Yeah, because my kid was also in that same boat. Oh, Jim Siri, thank you. Whoo! There will be no shutout today.
Thank goodness. I don't take a lot of pleasure in that.
Salty Dog went with Lou.
Thank you, Salty.
Wow.
Oops, almost lost my screen there. Salty Dog is 54. That's a very healthy weight, I would think.
That's got to be. Yeah.
Christine says Ronnie for the win, Ron.
Thank you for that. There'll be 2. So you're pitching a 2-hitter. That's still pretty good.
Getting kind of used to it, you know?
Yeah, well, that 1 week, 2 weeks ago, was a no.
I know.
So
I never expected that.
And Mark says Ronnie also. So that's 3, but you still got me at least 8-3 that I can.
Salty says I work out regularly, like to climb mountains.
Oh,
that's terrific.
That also helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron and his lovely wife Vicky do a lot of walking, a lot of steps.
Yep, we do. We both have Fitbits, and we shoot for at least 10,000 a day. That's, I really missed Hot August Nights this year because we would get 18,000 steps a day, which works out to 9+ miles. Oh, Rick threw me a sympathy vote. Thank you, Rick. But yeah, we would get in 9+ miles a day, and we would be there for 4 days. So, we're walking from Sacramento to Galt every day, or over the course of 4 days.
Dang. I know you have relatives there, but of all places, really? That's the one you picked.
I was trying to think of something, 35 miles away.
Yeah, it's like we walk all the way to Santa Cruz.
Yeah, almost.
Or Galt.
It would be Santa Cruz to Monterey, maybe. That would be just about, I don't know, is that 30 miles, 20 miles? Who knows?
I don't know, but that trek through those mountains, oh my God, that is treacherous.
Yeah.
Santa Cruz.
You see a lot of guys on motorcycles going crazy, riding crazy there.
Man, that's so stupid. Those roads are so windy. They're literally directed so that I mean, you're picking up speed as you're going downhill, and you got another lane coming right towards you. Oh my God! I
Yeah.
don't care how good a rider you are.
You know what? I have ridden my motorcycle. I don't have one anymore, but when back in the day when I owned a motorcycle, we rode down to Laguna Seca for some races.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a sport bike. It was the most miserable ride of my whole life. I felt like just selling my motorcycle down in Monterey and, taking a Greyhound back. That was not enjoyable. I imagine if you're on a Harley or some type of a sport touring bike, might be a little bit more fun, but wow, that was
hell on your back.
Hours. Oh, it's on your back. And on this particular sport bike I had, the handlebars are mounted below the triple clamp, which is what holds the forks and everything together. And so all of your body weight, your upper body weight, is on your forearms. And I got off that bike, my forearms looked like Popeye. They were so pumped up. Oh, it was awful. It was great for going around a racetrack, but not so much for just sitting on the freeway mindlessly and aimlessly for 4 hours. It was a bad one.
I can't really even think back to a time when I used to ride a motorcycle. It's been so long. The last time I rode a motorcycle that I can recall was actually about a mile from your mom's old house. And it was right in front of that AM/PM, which is something else now. And I laid it down underneath somebody that cut me off.
Oh, boy.
And the bike slid underneath the back of their car.
Yep.
And I came to a slide way before that. It wasn't life threatening. Let's just say that. And I got some, scratches and stitches and that sort of thing. But that's when I finally realized, I guess I was old enough to realize that it's not so much how good a rider you are, it's how good a drivers are that are around you.
Right. Which these days, and that's exactly the reason I sold my motorcycle, is because every single day, if I wanted to, I could let somebody plow into my car that's not paying attention. Somebody on their cell phone, somebody putting their makeup on, somebody eating a burrito with both hands and driving with their knees. Every single day, I could be in an accident if I allowed it, because there's that many terrible drivers on the road. And so there's no way I'm going to get out there. I just had my first grandchild. There's no way I'm going to risk all that to ride a motorcycle. That's a great feeling. It's super fun. Oh my God. It's amazing, the freedom and everything that you have on there, but not worth the risk anymore.
Yeah. I know exactly what my grandson would say if he saw me pull up on a motorcycle. Seriously? Yeah. Seriously?
Yeah. He's not
4.5.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
I believe I've won our Mantasy Draft today.
Yep. I'm giving it to you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate all your votes. Today's was baseball terms that sound dirty but aren't, and we appreciate it. Okay, you want to take an email? I think we're caught up on the chat. Okay. FYI, you know what today is? Today is October the 18th in the year of 2020. You know what that means? Today is my 90th day without a cigarette.
Wow.
90 days.
3 months. That is an accomplishment.
To the day. And something I'm really proud of. This morning when I woke up, as usual, when I come out here to get the little broadcast studio set up, I sat down with a cup of coffee, which I still have someplace, and man, did I have an urge. Oh, man, it was so rough. If you've never smoked or never tried to quit, it's really hard to explain that feeling. And you say urge, and that's like, I think I want a glass of orange juice. You had an urge.
Right.
It's not like that. This is like Oh,
Well, it's an addiction. It's like any addiction. People get addicted to all sorts of things, though, and they're tough to overcome.
yeah.
Uh, I don't. I pity anybody going through any type of addiction, no matter if it's, you know, well, except for Charlie Sheen, he's addicted to sex, which, hey, that's cool if you're Charlie Sheen.
I'm trying to work that out where I'm addicted to sex, but I just don't have time. So
seems like a lot of trouble, really.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, addictions, man, they get into your brain, and that's like it's the worst brain worm ever.
I know. I, if I were going to say, as it pertains to my smoking, that I am a non-smoker now, I don't think that would be appropriate. 3 months is not a career non-smoker. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's like alcoholics, though. They will say,
right,
I'm an alcoholic that has not drank in X amount of days.
Right.
So I think you can use their terminology there. You're a smoker that hasn't had a cigarette in 3 months.
Well, here's what I would like to say about that. I smoked since I was about 18 and a half years old or so. I went through high school as an athlete and never smoked. I started smoking at 18. I tried to quit a couple times, but not seriously to the point where I am, let's say, today. But I will say this. It can be done. I believe no one in the beginning of this thing thought I could get to this point. Yes, I had to quit smoking because of doctor's orders, and the byproduct from smoking would have on my current situation with my neck, bone fusion, that sort of thing. Anyway, long story short, if you make yourself ready in your mind, you can do it. And I have to tell you that the only way to do it is cold turkey. I really think, Ronnie, if you're just going to have a cigarette here and there, and again, I cannot say what it's like to quit drinking. I've never even seen heroin or anything that would be an addictive drug like that. I'm not a fan of pain pills. But what I'm saying is the smoking thing, which everybody talks about being so difficult, can be mastered. And you can do it if you are totally serious with yourself. That's all I'm saying. All right? Down off my soapbox. But very thrilled that I've made it 90 days, which means that I've saved myself $900.
Ooh. Well, and it does. It gets a lot more real when the doctor tells you you have to.
Yeah.
I mean, the doctor told me I had to lose weight. And that's when it's like, it's real. So, I mean, I knew every morning I needed to lose weight. But when a doctor tells you that you need to lose weight, hey, that's when it's real. And it's, there's not a downside to losing weight. My knees and my ankles were so bad. And now they feel pretty damn good. I have a lot more energy. It just, there's a lot of upside, but none of that really matters until somebody tells you that it's life threatening. And it's like, okay, now I really need to do it.
Well, there are 2 points in a person's life where they have to make decisions based on that sort of thing. One is the moment that they bring a child into the world, because you're no longer just responsible for you. You're responsible for another living human being. Followed very closely by the second time, which is when you have grandchildren. And
Right.
you have to make decisions based on what's best for them and you. Not
Yeah.
just them or just you, but them and you. For instance, jumping out of an airplane. I don't see that in my cards. Why? Well, sure, it doesn't sound like a great idea, jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. But would you really want to take yourself out of your grandchild's life doing something stupid like that?
Well, and I just went out to lunch with a couple buddies the other day, and one of these buddies and I used to scuba dive quite a bit.
I didn't know that.
And scuba diving is very safe. I mean, there are some hiccups you can have, but by and large, it's very safe. But if you have an equipment malfunction, which is totally out of your control, and I actually, a job that I used to work at, one of my coworkers, his dad died scuba diving. So, and there's ways you can mitigate almost every circumstance you're going to run across. And the biggest one is always to scuba dive with a partner. But occasionally you get separated from your partner, and then it becomes a little bit more dangerous, but anyway, he had sold all of his scuba diving equipment. Now, I haven't been scuba diving in probably over 10 years. I still have all my scuba equipment. I think I'm just going to sell it. I don't see myself scuba diving, putting myself into that situation. Even though the risk factor is very small, it's still risky. Probably only slightly higher risk than driving a car on the freeway. So, I mean, by and large, it's pretty safe. But again, anything you can do to, reduce the odds a little bit, what the hell?
Well, anything that you can do that allows you more time with that child.
Right. Yeah.
It's really that simple. I mean, you find out, Ronnie, very quickly at this age that, there's a lot of things that you look forward to in life, but going out to lunch with a friend or running into someone or going to Cars and Coffee, whatever the case may be, but nothing brightens your day more than spending time with that child. And, in your case, it's just a little tiny baby, and still you love it as much as you possibly can. But when he or she in the future gets to be like a year old and is walking around and getting ready to talk, everything changes. You want to spend every second you possibly can watching that baby grow. And so doing anything that would jeopardize that is a point that's moot.
Right.
You just go, no, sorry, it's not for me.
That's not me anymore.
Right.
Yeah. Salty Dog says, there are big things down there that will eat you. No scuba diving for me. So
Ow.
When I did you have to do a certification dive. You have to do an open water dive. All of your training is in a pool. And then to get your actual certification, you have to do it out in an open body of water. And at the time, they were doing only ocean dives for certification. So we went down to Monterey to get certified. And one of the guys that I scuba dived with, or one of my partners, was also a deputy. In fact, I think this whole class was all deputies, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, he and I are down scuba diving, and we're about 60 feet down. And here's a little baby shark, not the song, but an actual baby shark. And it's just coasting along very slowly. And this guy grabs it by the tail. It's about 3 feet long, but he grabs it by the tail. And I'm like, what in the actual hell are you doing? And the thing made a U out of its body and kind of spun around. Like, that's crazy. So yeah, there are things down there that can certainly eat you and bite you and ruin your day, but you certainly don't want to grab any of them by the tail when you're down there diving.
Yeah, not a great idea. I mean, again, that kind of falls into the common sense thing, which isn't so common anymore.
Yeah. Well, and Cray says he got rid of his diving equipment. Hasn't been diving in 5+ years. If you don't keep up with it, yeah, you can make mistakes. Well, and now, before I even went, before I would take my equipment out, even into a pool, I would probably go through it all and check it very, very carefully, because there's a lot of rubber O-rings in there, and rubber deteriorates after 5+ years. So you'd probably have to change all those O-rings. My wetsuit would probably fit again, which is a plus side. But yeah, equipment is probably the biggest thing. And equipment has gotten so much better over the last 10 years that my equipment probably wouldn't be that great compared to even what you could rent anymore. So,
all right, I've got 2 questions in the email bag this week, and I think we just really only have time for one.
Okay, all right.
So I'm going to go with the fun one.
All right.
And you guys can continue to chat on the live chat once Ronnie and I are gone, and we'll chime in as long as we can. Doesn't it cut you off after a little bit, Ronnie? Isn't that what happens?
Yeah, about 5 minutes after the show ends, the chat gets shut down.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to go with the fun one then. Dear Lou and Ronnie. Blah, blah, blah. Love your show. Listen here. Okay. If you could spend 24 hours... That's not the fun one. Sorry, hold on. Okay, here we go. Okay. If you could hop on a plane right now, but only for a vacation destination, where would you go?
You know what? No brainer for me.
Okay.
Hawaii. I love me some Hawaii.
There's several islands there, Ronnie.
Probably just go to, you know what? We've been to Oahu and Maui. I think I would probably go back to Maui. I've been to Hawaii, I think, at least 6 times. Vicky's been probably 3 times. It's so amazing there. For short stays, it's amazing.
Well, you took mine. The last time I went to Hawaii was our anniversary, so that would be 30 years ago. Almost exactly.
Damn.
30 years since I've been there. That ain't right.
I think we went in 2005, so it's been 15 years for us.
Mm-hmm.
We're due. We're definitely due.
A lot of people say, well, I'd go to Mexico. I don't know. It sure seems like taking a lot of chances.
You know, I think if you stay in Tijuana, or there's another town called Rosarito. Rosarito is like basically an American outpost. It's almost 100% American people that have bought homes in Mexico. In Tijuana, it's 90% tourists and 10% kids trying to sell you chiclets on the side of the road. So Tijuana is also very safe. I would say, you know, during the daylight hours, we never stay in Mexico past dark. Bad things happen after dark. Tijuana definitely gives you it's got that third world kind of a vibe to it. You know, if you got to go to the bathroom somewhere, you're probably going to have to go to a restaurant and buy something to eat to be able to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
They don't just let people walk in off the street and use the restroom.
Jack says Acapulco because I love the beaches and the chance of getting killed. It's a double thrill.
He's not wrong.
Melanie says never been to Hawaii, but would like to go.
Oh, Melanie, you have to go.
For sure, Mel.
It's so beautiful.
I could show you around.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Yep. Probably the craziest thing we did in Hawaii. We went on our honeymoon also, and that was the first time I'd ever been to Maui. And on Maui, they have this tourist site. It's called the Seven Sacred Pools of Hana. And it's like a little, I don't know, it's like a waterfall, and it's just a total tourist attraction. But you have to take a dirt road. Back in the day when we got married, it was just a dirt road all the way to Hana. And so if you rented a car, they would say you can't drive this to Hana. They don't allow you to drive to Hana because for tourists, it's kind of dangerous and treacherous. It's steep and, it gets muddy and whatever else. So they recommended that you take a tourist bus there. And so we got into like an 11-passenger van, and it was driven by Cousin George was the guy's name.
Sure.
And because the turns are kind of tight, the way that he negotiated that was to hit the gas and spin the back end around to get around the corners.
A little drifting.
And then he would just gut laugh so loud while all the women are screaming and hanging on in the back of the bus. It was the funnest, most thrilling ride.
That's awesome.
Cousin George he was great. But, he probably drives there 3 times a day.
Yeah.
300 days out of the year.
Yeah.
So he's got it. He knows that track like Dale Jr. knows, Talladega.
Right.
So it was a good time.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the email. Our email addresses have been going by on the screen. You can email us both directly. It's very simple. Lou at menarsosmart.com or Ronnie at menarsosmart.com. You can check out our Facebook page. We'd love to have you follow us there. That's at menarsosmart. You can follow me specifically on Facebook at Lou Gallagher, LOUGALLAGHER. Send me a friend request. I'd love to have you. Let's see, Ronnie. We're going to have to take a Sunday off here pretty soon, I understand.
Yeah, I kind of owe somebody a trip to a kid, a trip to Cars and Coffee in the Corvette. So.
All right, certainly worthy. Let's try to correspond that with my upcoming pending surgery, which I won't go into, but I obviously haven't been in surgery. All right, checking the live chat before we go. We've got 23 people in there today. Otis says...
Oh, he's been twice to Hawaii, but he's a golfer and it's too windy.
It is windy, and it rains a lot, too, but not for very long. It rains for like 4 or 5 minutes, and then it stops. Surgery update, says Vicky. Okay.
David Pisano or Officer Gasterpin says NASCAR terms that sound dirty, but they're not. And he says Ricky Stenhouse in the back of Danica Patrick in turn 2.
That wasn't an accident. He rear-ended her.
Yeah, he did. I've heard a lot of guys did.
Jack says, at Men Are So Smart, will you do another Fen show if there are any major developments? I miss those shows from you two guys. Ronnie, you want to take that?
You know what? I mean, if something really amazing comes out, I'm not against that. You know what? I was just talking with, I think it was Christine. We were sending some emails back and forth. I can't honestly remember, but I do miss Forrest. Or it may have been actually Valerie. Anyway, one of our fans was talking. I miss Forrest. I think he brought so much to the world, and he really added a sense of adventure to a lot of people's life. It's a huge loss for, certainly for the Fen community, but I think also for the world.
And his wife passed away too.
Yes. Yeah. So, and there are a couple things that I've seen that are interesting. I don't know if you watched the video that says that the poem actually has GPS coordinates in it.
I've heard that.
So it's interesting, and it puts you in, I think it's West Yellowstone. And Christine actually turned me on to that. So thank you, Christine, because that is I watched the video. It's intriguing. And somebody I think has already been there, and they're not really sure what those coordinates are, but everything lines up. If you look at the way they've explained it, it's interesting. So maybe we will. We'll talk about some Fen stuff maybe here if something super intriguing or interesting comes up from it. Yeah. Christine will send you the video. I'll send you that.
All right. And send it to me while you're at it.
Yeah, there you go.
Different email.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Wrong. Yep. Ronnie sent it to Lou. Okay, it was me. Rest in peace. Okay, I think that's going to do it for us, Ron. We're out of our allotted 1 hour. We're over.
Yes.
Hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. Thanks for those of you that join us each Sunday morning live and participate in our live chat window. You are a huge part of the show, and for that we are very grateful. And for those of you that watch on a replay, thank you as well. It looks like most of the people that are watching our videos now are watching between 32 and 42 minutes of the show.
Damn.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
They stay along for that long.
Yeah.
So thank you. That's pretty cool.
Well, and you know what I would really love, and this is a stretch, but boy, if we could get 1,000 subscribers, we could start doing live videos just right on YouTube. Right on YouTube with no OBS. So
really?
Yeah, I could take my GoPro out and stream it live while we're doing something. But that would mean about another 350 or so subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a stretch. But boy, if we could get there, I would love to do that. We do a lot of different Corvette adventures and drives and what have you, and it would be fun to just stream it live while we're going along. So
you can help us. Just subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel.
That would be big.
And that way, what can we do?
Grow
the channel.
We grow the channel. Yeah.
Now, Ronnie, if you tell two friends, follow me here.
I'm with you so far.
Okay, where am I? Oh, yeah. If you tell two friends, and then they tell two friends.
Wow.
And then, hold on, wait for it. Okay, now. And they tell two friends.
Holy cow.
Do you realize what could happen?
People. Yeah. So that could work. Yeah.
Right,
we got to grow the channel, Jack.
We do. Sorry. And we need you. We need you. We're doing our part. We're here every Sunday for you. Yeah, Vicky, I'll update the surgery thing on another show. Obviously, it didn't happen this week. Yep. Okay, so let's get out of here and let's do it really quickly, okay?
Oh, that's not happening.
I'm not even on the right screen. Hold on. There we go. Now I'm on the right screen. Okay, I'm Lou Gallagher.
I am Corvette Ronnie.
And we're going to try to get out of here right now. Bye-bye, everybody.
See you later. Well, wait. Let me see. Let me scroll down so I can see if we're still going.